back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I go to sing that song and it's like, I'm back because you left me. And I'm like, no, but I'm not going to say that, am I? It sounds so egotistical. But the song keeps coming into my head and it's not about saying because you left me. It's just what the song says, isn't it? It's just what the song says. But yeah, every time I go to say it, it's like, no, I'm going to change the words. But you can love me, hey? It can be because of that. It can. Yeah, so I'm back today to do some readings. Free live readings. Looking forward to doing some readings today. I've just made my video for tomorrow, to pick a card readings for tomorrow. Such beautiful readings. Oh, and the synchronicities have just been wow, wow, wow. I was in love with the readings and the synchronicities haven't stopped yet, actually, because I'm still seeing one now. They've not stopped. It's been beautiful. You know, I just love synchronicities. I love them. It's really interesting because this morning I was listening. Every morning I put on a YouTube video a motivational video, an inspirational video, one of these types of videos. This morning I put on one. It was really nice. I can't remember what I was going to say. It was talking about what I was going to talk about, though. What was it? I forgot where I was. Oh, synchronicities. So it was talking about synchronicities and receiving messages from the universe within synchronicities and how often we can see synchronicities. And I mean, synchronicities are everywhere. They're everywhere. I was just doing my readings for tomorrow, the pick a card readings. And today I'm sitting in my kitchen. Usually I'm in my office. But today I thought, let me do it somewhere else. Let's have a different feel. So I decided to come to my kitchen. So in front of me here, I have some cupboards. They're wood cupboards. And you know, wood is grainy. It has the grains, no? So it's grainy. And one of the ways that I read is by seeing things. So I can look at the cupboard and I will see things in the cupboard. So in a couple of them, actually in each of them, was it in each of them? No, I'm not going to tell you what readings. But in some of the readings, the cupboard actually spoke. It was really beautiful synchronicities, and synchronicities are amazing when they happen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. My name is Bridgitte. So I'm from the UK. I live in sunny Spain, although it's raining today, but it was needed, so it's all good. All good in the hood. And yeah, so synchronicities, they're the way that they spoke, it was just wow. I loved the messages that came through this morning with these synchronicities. And I'm looking forward to doing more readings for you guys so that I can see what other synchronicities come out, what other messages come out. It's been so beautiful. Really, really beautiful. I'm on an hour later than what I've been coming on, simply because I was noticing that closer to 1 o'clock my time, there were more people than at 12 o'clock. So I've changed it to 1 o'clock that I'm coming on now, 1 till 2 CET. And we'll see how that goes. Tuesdays and Thursdays are pick a card readings. Hey Sarah, how you doing? Tuesdays and Thursdays will be pick a card readings that I've pre-recorded pick a card readings. And then Monday, Wednesday and Friday, I'll be doing the lives, but at 1 o'clock. How you doing, Sarah? So you got an extra hour lying today, Sarah. An extra lying. So I'm here to do live readings. If you are interested in one, then please comment so I can come to you. I just did my readings for tomorrow, the pick a card readings. So beautiful, so beautiful. Love them. Love them, love them, love them. So I'm here now to do some pick a card readings, live pick a card readings. I like the live ones, you get to talk to people. Hey SH, how you doing? Get to talk to people live, get to communicate, like all that. Always a good thing. How are you? If you would like a reading, let me know so I can come to you. Go through my calabash box while I'm waiting for someone. Shut my messages nicely. If you've got any questions, please feel free to ask. If you have anything that you would like to offer, anything, any guidance or advice, please speak. Doesn't have to be a reading. We can have conversations. I like conversations. Any way that we can grow is all good, no? Any which way. How was your weekend, guys? I had a really calm weekend. My husband took my girls out on Saturday. They went to the library in the morning. And then in the evening, they went to a concert. One Catalan group. They went to this concert. Left me at home. I was very happy. I didn't get invited. And I was like, thank you for not inviting me. Because my husband can take my girls out by himself. They can have their little moment, no? I spend a lot of time with my husband does as well, actually. But I spend more relaxed time with them. So it was nice that he took them to this concert. And they had their little moments. That was nice. I lounged. That's what I did. Chatted to a couple of people and lounged in the quiet. I love when the house is quiet. Very nice feeling when the house is quiet. Any questions? Anyone like a reading? Where are you from, guys? Where are you? Where are you in the world? Like I said, I'm in Spain. I am in Spain at the moment. You enjoy quiet and peaceful? Yeah, me too. My girls were like, don't you want to come, mummy? And then they thought about it themselves. I didn't answer. And they thought about it themselves and were like, no, you don't want to come. You'd rather be here, wouldn't you? Exactly. Unless it was somebody that I was like, if it's an artist that I'm like, yeah, I want to see them as well, then maybe it would have been a bit different. But this group that they went to see, like I said, it's a Catalan group. I don't understand Catalan, so I'm not going to understand what they're singing about. And although I can bop to the music, it's like, no, let the hubby have his time with them. One of the messages had fallen on my table and I was like, how did you get there? I don't know how you got there. So I wanted to see what it said. It says an aunt figure is around. An aunt figure. An aunt figure. Michigan, nice. I don't know, I don't even know Michigan. Well, I know the name. What is it? Is it cold there? Does it get cold there? Is it hot there? Is it one of them places that have summer and winter? What? Because America's so big. It's like you guys get your weather is depending on where you are, depends on what your weather would be like. No, it's not quite like that. Well, in England, it's definitely not like that. Definitely not like that. In Spain, slightly. Hey, Sabby. Summer and winter. Okay, and they're clear summer and winter. Okay. Well, in the UK, it's not clear summer and winter. It's more winter. Not tarot, no, but I am doing readings. Would you like one? I am here to do some readings. I don't read tarot cards, but I do read cards. Well, I read a lot of things actually, but cards are included, but not tarot. They're the ones that I haven't gone to. Maybe yet. I'm not sure if it's a yet. Would you like a reading, Sabby? Yeah, Spain is not... North Spain, you get summer and you get winter. And they're all clear. Yeah, in the UK, none of them are clear. None of them. You can have, in the summer, you can have summer, winter, autumn, and spring. And in the winter, you don't get summer in the winter. You definitely don't get summer in the winter. In the winter, it doesn't quite work. But in the winter, it's winter. In Spain, where I am, we're quite north. We get a very clear summer, very clear winter, and we get spring and autumn. All of them. They're more or less the way they're meant to be. But south of Spain is different. South of Spain, it's hot. It's hot. I don't know why we're not there. I don't know why we didn't go there. The south of Spain. You go to one of the islands on the south of Spain and you're all right. Oh, yeah, T-shirt. I like that. Love all of that. You got any questions, Sarah? Got anything you want to say? We can have a little conversation. How is your work on the Queen going? How are you feeling about yourself with the Queen and the work that you're doing? How's that going? I only remember the Queen for you, Sarah. I only remember the Queen because I sent it to you. That's why I remember it. If I didn't, I don't know that I would remember you with the Queen, but that's why I remember so well. I'm here today to do some free live energy readings. If you would like one, please comment so I can come to you. And that will be nice. Do some more readings. I feel so hyper after doing the ones for tomorrow, pick a card readings. So I'm like, come on. Let's go. Let's go. I could do a collective one, actually. I was a little depressed this week, but I'm getting back into the Queen now. Getting back into the higher vibration of Queen. Because the Queen is not necessarily always happy. She has her moments as well. Everybody, we all have our moments, no? But so you were a little depressed this week, but you're getting back into the higher vibration of the Queen now. So that little depressed, did you figure out what was creating an insecurity in you? Because there was something going on around you that you were feeling insecure about. So did you connect to that? Did you find that for you to be feeling that you're getting better? Or is it just that it's just the process of letting it go that allowed you to move on from it? It's nice when we're aware though, because if the Queen is feeling down, she's insecure about something. So what is that insecurity about? And what were you able to do to make yourself feel more validated or useful within that insecurity? Because that's what the Queen is about, feeling insecure, needing validation, needing to feel useful. So when she's not feeling these things, that's when she gets down. And she needs this from other people, which is not always helpful, because sometimes people don't give us the validation and the affirmations that we need. So in that moment of feeling down, that's what it's about. You connecting to that insecurity within yourself and giving yourself the validation that you need to help yourself out of that energy. Make sense? New world for you. Yeah. It's good though, because I mean, you're well embracing the new world. So, I mean, hats off to you, no? Because it's really good. It's not easy. The Queen is not an easy one either, because she does need a lot of validation. So because she needs so much validation, it's like she spends a lot of time feeling that she's not good enough because other people need to give her that. So there's a lot of time that we can feel low because we're waiting for somebody else to give us that. But the more you work with the Queen and you validate yourself, the less you have those experiences of feeling down. Make sense? Yeah, I view all the numbers as lower vibration and higher vibration. They're not one or the other. Yeah, I just validated it and allowed it, fell into it. The trigger was not having control over somebody else's actions and allowing them to leave. Yeah. But that, I hope you, Sarah, with the message that you've commented, see how far you've come. Because just to be able to acknowledge what you've written yourself, it's powerful. Most people would not look at themselves. They'd just look at the other person and put all of that energy that you put into discovering what's going on in yourself, they'll put that onto the other person. That means that you're never going to feel good. It will always feel like you've not done something. You'll always, that feeling of lack of control would continue. But because you let go of them and you put it into yourself, you regrounded in your own control. It's super good. Super good. I'm impressed, Sarah. I'm impressed. Very, very good job. And I hope you gave yourself like a little reward and something for it, because when you do things that you're that are empowering you, that are helping you to grow, it's really helpful to yourself to celebrate these things. It's like if somebody gets a new job or something, you're like, come on, let's go and celebrate. But this for me is like that. This for me is even better than getting the job. The job is nice as well. But this is more important to me than the job. Jobs come and go. But this is with you constantly. This is being carried with you constantly, day after day after day. So it's something that is fundamental within you. And you're doing the work that you need to be able to change that. It's really impressive. Really impressive. So give yourself the accolades you deserve. I'm here to do free readings, free energy readings. If you would like a reading, yeah, of course, Bridgitte. You can ask a question. Is your question going to be, how does No. Hey Nettie, I have been depressed most of my life. I just started seeing a counsellor. Hope I will get the help I need. Nettie, I remember your name. I remember your name because I just did a reading for you recently. I don't remember one of the cards for you though. Did you get lots of twos? Was there lots of twos around? Yeah, I knew you were going to ask this question, Jagwitty. How does someone feel about me? I knew that was going to be your question. I don't answer these questions, Jagwitty. May I know Augusta's thoughts or feelings when we see each other? I don't answer these questions, and I'll explain why I don't answer these questions. I feel like it's a waste of your energy. You can't remember. Okay. Your reading's online though, if you want to see it again, because I don't remember if I spoke about if there were twos in it. But you may find that it will help. I ask lots of questions, but not. I'll explain why I don't answer these kind of questions. It might help. Yeah, definitely, Nettie. You're doing the work that you need. You're doing the work that you need. It's not about you getting the help that you need. It's about you moving towards the help that you need, and you're doing that. So there's nothing that stops you from healing, from experiencing a different way of life. And I'll explain something else to you, Nettie. I'm somebody that started experiencing depression from around 11 years of age. And I experienced depression until well into my 30s. So depression is something that I experienced, like you said, most of my life. And it's something that I would walk with thinking that I would always have it. I would always feel this way. I would always feel low. I would always feel down. I would always feel sad. But I don't anymore. Something happened. I did the work. I started working on myself. I started listening to different parts of myself rather than just the part that felt down and sad. I started listening to other parts of myself because it's not all of ourselves that feel that. There are always different versions of self. And just being able to give them other versions of myself, the space to come forward, to hear something different other than depression helped. Initially, what happened for me is I went to Dominica. And I spent 6 months. I spent 5 months there actually. And I spent a lot of time just sitting beside the beach, by a river, by the beach. That's what I did. I was like a monk that I just sat. And what happened in that sitting was I started to write. And in the writing, it spoke a lot. At that point, when I went to Dominica, I was like 24, 25. At that point, I didn't actually believe in anything. I didn't believe in God. I didn't believe in anything at the time that I went. But when I got back, or while I was there, I did lots of writing, just inspired thoughts, inspired poems, lots and lots of writing. And when I looked at them after I'd finished writing, or I had a few and then I'd sit down and read them, I realized that they were all about God. They were all about nature. They were all about birds and sky and water and sea. They were all about nature and feelings of connectedness and having a connection to God, which I hadn't ever had before. I mean, that I hadn't been aware of that I had before. Let's say it like that, because I've always had the connection. I've always seen animals in people, for example, which means that my intuition was always working. So that connection is there. It was always there. I just didn't know about the connection. I didn't feel the connection. I didn't see the connection. But it was when I started writing, through just being in nature places, and what came out from when I was writing in these places showed me that there is a belief in God that I didn't know that I had. There was a belief in something more than myself that I didn't know that I had. And that created a change. It created a big change, actually, because it was from then that I started kind of feeling a bit lighter. And then after that, one of my friends passed away. In the other room, my office where I do the readings, I have my rainbow behind me. And when my friend passed away, that was what I see. I see rainbows everywhere. So it was like, that was one of the first synchronicities that I was actually consciously aware of. I keep seeing rainbows. I see them everywhere, every day. And that was just the first thing. After that, there's so many synchronicities that happen throughout the day. And synchronicities for me are the connection to God, are the God speaking to us, it's like a conversation that happens through these synchronicities. And little by little by little, the more I connected to the synchronicities, the more I was able to let go of the depression. Because depression is a lack of connection. That is what it is for me. It's the number 2, and it's a lack of connection. It's when we spend a lot of time blaming other people for what we feel, for our emotions, for the experiences that we've had. And we feel within the number 2 that we're a victim. And that's what we're working from, this victim mentality. It's not a bad place to be. I don't want it to sound like I'm saying, yeah, but you're just a victim and you blame everybody. No, it's part of growth. It's part of what we experience to be able to grow. So it's not that it's a bad place to be, but in that place, we are disconnected. We are only seeing our physical self. We're not connected to anything other than our physical self. But we're not only physical self. We are energy. We are more than physical. So in that process of noticing the synchronicities and trusting the intuition more and more and more, the connection to source, to God, gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So because that gets stronger automatically, the depression, it fades away. It just simply fades away because you're putting energy into something else. So yes, hell yeah, Nettie, I see you growing. I see you helping you. Your reading is online though, so check it out. If you, I don't know what day it was or the date that I did it. I it's not my job, but I do write your name on the reading, so it should be there, and you will see your name. What kind of questions do I answer? The kind of questions I answer lots of questions, but the questions I don't answer is, how does someone feel about me? What do they think about me? As far as my own understanding goes, when you're focused on things like this, you're taken away from yourself. What you're doing is trying to find something out that you do not know. Nobody knows. What you want to do is control a situation, because you feel if you know how they feel, then you're more confident in yourself and you feel that you'll be able to do this or this or this. But it's not about that. It's about you having that confidence without knowing. It's about you walking towards the things that you're wanting, walking towards your desires, and you being able to go after them without necessarily the trust or faith that is going to be yours, but just believing in what you want and that the way that you feel about that thing. So if you like this girl, have conversations with this girl, get to know this girl, and then see where it goes. But worrying about what she thinks or feels about you is never going to help you, because it's pulling you into an energy of low vibration. It's pulling you to an energy of frustration, annoyance, control, because you don't know the answer. As long as you don't know the answer, you're going to feel stuck. it's going to keep you in this cycle of low vibration. You know how you feel about her. That's a better focus. Or you know how you feel about relationships that you have that feel good to you. That's a better focus. But focusing on somebody that you don't know how they feel is not going to help. It can never help. Focusing on relationships that feel really good to you, that will help. It will help to attract new relationships that feel really good to you. That will help. Do you see? Yes, I see you getting help. Who do you think is my higher self? Can you tell me about its energy? Meow. Meow. This is a really interesting question because for me, higher self is love. So who do I think is your higher self? Your higher self is love. Can you tell me about its energy? It's love. It's a very interesting question. For me, it's like we have higher vibration and lower vibration. When we're in higher vibration, we feel that love. We feel the God energy. That is higher self. When we're in lower vibration, we feel very connected to the human self. It's a low, dense vibration. It doesn't feel good. That means that we're working from our human self, not our higher self, not our energetic self. But the higher self is always love. I don't see anything. I don't know how else I can answer that because for me it is love. Good morning. Have a magical day. Holiday season from Ohio. Hey G-Spot. Gigi. Tammy, can you tell me about my energy? And will my bad situation change for the better anytime soon? You too, Nettie. Meow. Well, that's the ultimate higher self, but like the 3D, 5D higher self. Miriam, I believe I've gone through some spiritual attacks. Now I have to sell my house. All right. The 5D higher self. You took away your question? Why did you take away your question, Meow? I like coming back to the question sometimes because I can revisit my own my own thoughts about things. But it's all right. All right, Meow, I'm going to come to you. Let's see what your energy is saying. You're asking me specifically about your higher self. I will show you what your energy is saying, whether that's in higher self or lower self. I'll explain your energy to you. And then you can do what you want with that information. Would that be good? Oh, you put it again. Thank you, Meow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really like questions because your question for me, it's kind of like higher self is love. But you're forcing me to view it from a different perspective. You're not forcing me to, but you're opening a door that allows me, I should say, to view it from a different perspective because you clearly see it differently. So it's creating a space that the question is out there. So I like it when I hear a question or I've answered a question. I sometimes just sit with the question. So I've answered the question in the way that I'm able to answer it at this moment, but we're always growing, we're always expanding. Maybe something else will come, which is why I like that you've re-put the question. Thank you very much. All right, Meow, Meow, higher self. You want to know about higher self. I want to know about your energy. Meow, may this reading be for the highest good of Meow. Meow. May you receive the information you need Meow. And may you be open to receiving it. You asked about higher self. How does your higher self... Where's your question? Who do you think is my higher self? All right, Meow. Who do I think is your higher self? You are a creator. You plant seeds. You're a seed planter. That's what you're here for. You're a seed planter. This is a really interesting way of doing this, Meow. I want to really thank you because I don't know that I would have... well, at some point maybe I would have gotten here, but you've made it interesting. Very interesting. I see you as a seed planter. I see you as somebody that is here to help people plant seeds, to help people... You're a manifester. To help people see possibility. See possibility in the infinity of what we are. Because the 6 is a message of planting seeds. What the 6 tells me generally about anybody, in low vibration, the 6 will be thinking, I always think of the 6 as a pole, actually, negative, positive, because only us that experience this. Your higher self would not do this, but human self, we do, because higher self doesn't have the negative and positive. I don't know that it has negative and positive. I don't see that within myself. The higher self for me is love. You're talking about higher self in 5D. I'm going to sit with that to find my own understanding of it. But I'll explain the 6 in my understanding of, we have negatives and positives. Yeah. So we have negatives and positives. We have a pole. So the 6 is about, all right, let's say you see a house and you can say, oh, that house is so beautiful. I can't have that house. How am I going to ever buy that house? That house is never going to be mine. I can't afford it. You can have that mentality. Or you can have the mentality of, ooh, that's a beautiful house. Oh, I'd love to live in that house. I can imagine playing in the swimming pool and playing all these games in the garden and... Oh, I can imagine decorating. Oh, I'd have this in my bedroom and I'd have my trainer wall. This is mine. I'd have my trainer wall and you're expanding. It's a process of creating and expanding in one. The initial one in negatives is you like something, but it's like pouring weed killer into it before you've even given it a chance to grow. So I feel for you, that you are a seed planter for other people. You help people with that expansion. You help people to see from the positive end of the stick and not get so much caught up in the negative end of the stick. I also feel like which is a bit similar, I also feel like you will help people with the what-ifing, but I do feel these are things that you have had to experience because otherwise you would be rubbish at them as well now. I feel that because you've experienced, number one, the seed planting and having to do that work yourself, refocusing to nurture your seeds. I feel you've been doing the same thing as well with things that you desire. So let's say, this is a spirit message. Let's open it. Personal growth. Let's say you really wanted to grow. You really wanted to get better at something. So let's use the 10 because this has 10 spades on it. So the 10 is a message of ebbing and flowing. So it's like somebody that has a really big desire for something, whatever that is. You have thought about that desire a lot, but the fear of failure and fear of rejection keep popping up. And that it's like, it's a similar thing to the pole. For me, everything is a pole. So with the 10, it's like the what if pole. But what if everything goes amazing and I have the most wonderful time and I grow in all the most wonderful ways and I have all these most beautiful experiences, even if some of them are not the most fantastic emotionally, they teach me so much and I'm so thankful for them. What if I get this and this and this and it feels so good? But on the other side of that is, yeah, but what if it doesn't work? And what if I fail? And what if what if I get rejected? And what if they don't want me? It's like someone just walked into my house, but there's no one there. Yeah. Okay, it's making sense to you. Yeah, so you've spent a lot of time in what ifs, and you've also spent a lot of time in the limitations, which are very similar. I've never realized how similar they are. I haven't, the 6 and 10. There are differences, but within what I'm telling you, they're kind of the same thing. It's this idea of you either have the opportunity to expand your world or you have the opportunity to limit your world. And your world is about expansion. It's about opening up not just your world, but because of you opening your world, you're helping others to come out of their own what ifs, to come out of their own limitations, to come out of their own ideas of what they can't do or failure. You've moved out of that failure. Yeah, but I'm too scared to fail. But if you're too scared to fail, you're failing in the action of not even trying, of the decision of not trying. That is failure. So you're the one that helps people to move, basically, to nurture and move themselves. That's you. Come on, let's go. Let's go. It's a bit like that. So that's what I would say your higher self energy is. But I would say also that it's coming from your difficulties through ego. Because it's the ego that experiences the negative. So you had to have experienced the negatives to have been able to teach yourself and to allow your higher self to show you this is how you're seeing your world, that you're able to convert it and see these new perspectives. Very nice, very nice. I like this type of thing, yeah? And it's really nice because it's a spirit message. So it means that on this path, you are divinely guided. You have spirit's help with you. You are on the right path. You are supported. And you are love, which is where we started from. You are love. And I really like that on my screen at the moment, it's got an 8. And you said you're a manifester. You're divinely guided always. You really are. It's really nice when you work on the nurturing. The nurturing is one of the ones that stop us the most. The nurturing. Very nice. And nice that it made sense to you. And you're welcome. You're very welcome. Good explanations is our enlightenment, ego-free, and your alignment with truth. Am I on the right path? Charice, I believe everybody's on the right path. I don't believe that we can actually be on a wrong path. That's the problem. That's like the 10 again. That you believe, not you, but as a whole, we believe that we're failing or we're being rejected. There isn't failure or rejection. There's just movement and growth. So what something shows us on a path helps us to grow. So you're asking, are you on the right path? If there's something that you need to learn and it's not feeling like you're on the right path, then whatever you need to learn, you'll learn on the path you're on, which will help you as you move forward. So, yeah, I don't believe in wrong paths. I believe that wherever we are, we're meant to be learning whatever it is at that moment. It's not always the easiest lesson. When we're moving from ego self to higher self, when you're moving from dark to light or dense to light, it's difficult. It feels uncomfortable. It feels confusing sometimes. It brings up a lot of emotion sometimes. And we can feel that we're not on the right path because of how we're feeling, or we're feeling not so great, or this isn't working out, or that isn't working out. But everything is always working out. It's always working out in our favor because it's always showing us something and we're always growing from it. So you are on the right path. Like I said, I don't believe in the wrong path. I don't believe it's possible to be on the wrong path, because in every path that you'll walk on, it will show you the direction that you need to go in. Not need to go in. I don't like the word need. It will show you the direction. It will always show you directions. And there's not only one direction. This direction may have something on this path that you need to learn. This one a different thing. This one a different thing. This one a different thing. And it is what it is. And whatever one you take will teach you that at that moment. But it doesn't mean that when you finish with this one and it's taught you this, that you don't have that one in front of you. Do you get the idea? It's always about learning and growing. There is no wrong or right. There is no good or bad. It's just learning and growing. And the more we focus on good and bad, wrong or right, negative, positive, the more we get caught up in, I really don't like this experience. I really don't want to be in this. I really wish this wasn't happening. And it's like, but this is happening for you, not to you, for you. So what is it that you're getting from it? And sometimes experiences do make us feel really low and sad, but maybe that in that process of it teaching you about being low and really sad is a moment that we can really appreciate what it feels like to feel connected, to feel loved, to feel whole, to feel held, supported. Because when it's the contrast, isn't it? I think that we're all here, I believe we're all here to experience contrast. And if we're sad about something, we also have the opportunity to be happy about something. It's just that switch of perspective. It's always about switching perspectives. So if I see something in my life as negative, which I do, then, oh, that's nice. I'm seeing, because there's not many things now that I see in negatives. It's been a process. Before, it was everything that was negative. Now it's not many things. So if I see something as negative, ooh, I've got something to work on here. It becomes something, it becomes a little job. It becomes something that I get to put some energy into of, how are we going to transmute this? What are we going to do? What do we need to put on this? What sprinklings can we put on this to give it what it needs? Number 8 is also prominent in your chart. Yeah, I felt like a number 8 for you from the very beginning. The number 8 is about universally inspired changes. It's about the universe giving you what you've asked for. Not necessarily what you've asked for, but what's on your path. It will be manifestation. So there'll be some kind of what you've asked for involved in it, but it's not always what we've asked for. It's along the lines though. Now I'm just working my way down, and you're the next one, Tammy. You are the next one. I was working my way down. I wanted to answer, I don't even know who it was now. All right, so Tammy. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of fear of moving forward when we've sat down for so long, when we've been in one place for so long. And it makes sense that we feel like that. It's the same like the baby. I always use this example because it makes so much sense. When you're a baby coming out of a nice warm mother, it must be extremely scary. That process of actually learning to walk, falling down a million times, that's kind of where you are at the moment. You're walking towards a new version of self, a new version of life. Behind you doesn't feel comfortable. In front of you won't feel comfortable. But there's this kind of moment that happens, which is a beautiful moment, that you get to be comfortable in the uncomfortable. And that's what your lesson is at the moment. Learning to become comfortable in the uncomfortable. So that, yes, you don't know what's coming in front of you, but you're trusting in what's coming and you're trusting that it's working for you. You're welcome, Gigi. Oh, Meow, you took them all away. You took all of your comments away. This will be online. So when I finish, anybody I have read, I will be putting your names for your reading in the time stamps so that you'll be able to come back to the reading anytime you want. Tammy, can you tell me about my energy and will my bad situation change for the better anytime soon? Tammy. All right, Tammy. Let me drink some water. Who is it? Somebody else has commented. Miriam, your question, it's not that it's complicated, it's just, Tammy, I'm going to come to you, okay? I'm going to do a reading for you. I just want to respond to Miriam first, and then I'm going to pull some cards for you, Tammy. Miriam, I have the belief that things are only possible if you believe. So you're talking about spiritual attacks. Do I believe in spiritual attacks? I believe that people believe in spiritual attacks, and because of their belief, that is what they experience, or that's what they feel they experience. I'm going to give you an example because it's an interesting question. It's a very funny question for me because I don't really deal with dark, and what you're talking is dark. I deal with dark within myself, but what you're talking about is something dark being put on somebody else. Generally not what I deal with because I'm not that person. I don't wish nothing negative on anybody. I don't have that. So the idea of someone doing that doesn't sit well with me. And the idea of somebody thinking about something like that doesn't sit well because it's never going to help that person, the person either doing it or thinking about it. It won't help either. All it's doing is expanding dark. I don't sit with expanding dark. That's definitely not where I choose to sit. So I'm going to give you an example because I do see myself as light. So there's sometimes, for example, I may be in my bed. Okay, you had someone to help you to escape. Yeah. I mean, I think it's just believing in what you are. Like I said, I believe I'm light. So there's sometimes I've been in my bed. This has happened. It's happened quite a lot, actually. It's happened more than I would like it to, but it's happened. And each time it happens, I'm learning from it. So despite whether I want it to happen or not, it's irrelevant. I've grown because of it happening. So there are certain times that I'm in my bed. And let's say I have this moment and it feels like I can't move. I can't open my eyes. I can't move my body. I can't do anything. And I feel a negative energy around me. I start singing this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine in my head because I can't sing. I can't move physically. But in my head, I'm singing with all the, I want to say animal, all the enthusiasm that I can. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. By the time I finish singing that, normally I go on as well. But by the time I finish singing it, that first part of the song, there's nothing there again. I am in light. There's only light around me. My room is filled with light. There is nothing negative or dark around. And it's because light is more powerful than dark. So if there's anything dark that you're feeling around you and you're putting your energy into that dark is expanding. If there's dark around you and you're putting energy into shining your light, that dark cannot do anything but retreat. It can't stay with you because you're too light for it. Do you understand? So I feel that just that working on that one thing, seeing yourself as light, walking around your house even, singing, lightening the vibration of your house, because it feels like you're feeling like the vibration of your house is dark and low energy now because you spoke about your house. But it isn't. It's only what you feel it is, what you believe it is. So walk around your house, shining that light. You can light a candle or walk with a light. It doesn't even matter. You can just be the light. But do something that expands the light that you are and of your house. For me, that is helpful. I don't know how you feel about that, but for me, that's helpful. I'm not Bengali, no, I'm not Indian. All right, so I am with you, Tammy. Tammy, you just wanted to know about your energy, didn't you? Can you tell me about my energy and will my bad situation change? Bad. That's okay. Potterhead, nice to see you. All right, Tammy. Yeah, Miriam, I hope that helps you because for me, light is the most powerful thing that we have. And when you believe in the light, darkness cannot touch you. It can want to come near you and it will definitely be attracted to you. It's a bit like a moth being attracted to the light. It's a bit like that. It can't stop itself from coming towards you because you are light and it wants light. It wants to convert light. But you as a light being are here to convert the dark. Yeah. Tammy, are you still here? Yeah, you're still here. All right, Tammy, let me come to you. You will be the last one today. Tammy, may this reading, Tammy, be for the highest good of Tammy. Tammy. May you receive the information you need and may you be open to receiving it. Tammy. Tammy. I'm going to get some calabash ones for you as well, Tammy. I'm feeling the calabash. May this reading be for the highest good of Amy. May you receive the information you need. And be open to receiving it. Let's get I was looking for one of the chimes, but the stone come out. You were asking, you had a question, didn't you? Will things change for you and become easier? It was something like that, wasn't it? And you have a stone here. It's a stone that I picked up when I was out one day. I found it really, I really liked it because it's so smooth, and it was like, wow. And it wasn't by the beach. I think I found it in the mountains. So it was like, it started off so rough, and in my mind, because everything from me translates to us as humans. Everything I find in nature, I translate it to us. So in my mind, it was like, this would not have started like this. This would have been rough. There would have been a lot of, if I touch it, it would have been rough against my skin. Like you can exfoliate, no? But this isn't. This is smoother. You can't find them, well. You're being reminded. So maybe what this came out for is to remind you to be going back to the lake, to be spending more time by a lake, to be spending more time around a water body, so that you have... Water helps us to feel calm. It helps us... Water is a really high vibration. Aside from the sun, it's the next one. Water is very high. That's why most people, when they're in the shower, they'll have that moment of clarity, inspiration, light bulb moment. You get them kind of moments. So I feel that simply because of this, number one, your rough patch is not going to remain rough because we have a smooth stone here. And not only is it going to get better, but in the process of it getting better, you have changed. You're not going to allow things to affect you in the same way that you did. You now have this kind of smooth layer about you, that you're not getting pulled into the emotions of the things that go on around you that create the roughness, because that's what creates the roughness, though, the difficulties, when we don't want to be going through the difficulty. But this, I feel, is one of your lessons of you understanding and growing and kind of smoothing yourself out to be able to have learnt and grow from what you're experiencing. Right, so yeah, I do feel you're going through a change because of the roughness to smoothness, and I do feel that it's a message of putting yourself around water. We have the Two of Hearts. The Two of Hearts is a message of love is all around. It's a message of, when the two comes out, is somebody that's experiencing depression at the moment. It's somebody that feels quite low, that feels disconnected, that is not necessarily feeling, like I said, like this would have been rough, but now it's smooth. It had to go through that process, but in the whole time it was going through the process, it received everything that it needed, and you receive everything you need. You will be receiving everything you need because God is always giving what we need. The two, though, is somebody that can feel quite disconnected, somebody that's withdrawn. This is around relationships. So this could be, for example, a message of you have a relationship and you're not feeling extremely supported within this relationship. You're not feeling loved and you're not feeling supported. Because you're not feeling loved and supported, you've withdrawn yourself. And when you withdraw yourself, then it means that kind of blame and victim comes. They did this to me, they did that to me. I don't like this person because of this. And they did this. It's kind of like looking at everybody else but yourself. And when we're doing that, what we do is remove ourselves from source. We remove ourselves from the energy that we are. We can't really remove ourselves, but we can get kind of lost in, let's call it human world. We can get lost in the human world, and the human world is thought and emotion. And that's what's happening here. There's something going on around you that is getting you locked into your emotions, your thoughts. And these thoughts are not going to be thoughts of growth and expansion. This has 6 hearts on it. These thoughts are going to be more about limitations, what you can't do simply because you don't have this person or that person, that support of that person to be able to help you. It's like there's a lot of conflict going on. You want to be able to do something, but you can't do it because you don't feel supported to be able to do it. And then you don't feel that, you feel because you're not supported to be able to do it, that you can't do it. You don't have what you need. And the message for the 2 is love is all around. It's literally everywhere around you. And it's really connecting to yourself to feel that, to your energetic self, connecting to, the universe shows us in so many ways that it's there for us. It could be in a synchronicity that you see. It could be in places that you get sent. For example, Tammy, maybe I have seen your name before. I don't know that I've seen your name before, though. It's not a name that jumps out. And yeah, I remember you. I don't. Sorry. But it could be, the reason I was saying that, it could be just a synchronicity that you're here today, that you're here to receive this message because you're here at this time, the same time that I'm here. I'm only here for 1 hour. So the fact that you came on the hour that I'm here, it is a synchronicity for me. It could be that you see number synchronicities. You're constantly seeing, I don't know, mirrored numbers sometimes, 1331 or 1313, not necessarily them particular numbers, but just the synchronicity of numbers, or 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe, or 5, 6, 7, sequence numbers. Whatever it is to you, maybe you keep seeing a poster, and that poster that you keep seeing is, just do it. Just do it. And you just keep seeing the same message everywhere you go. Just do it. It's like there's always synchronicities around us, and it's really, it helps us so much when we connect to the synchronicities, because the synchronicities are there to show us the connection to source. They help us on that journey to feel connected to source. But what happens is when we withdraw into ourselves because of other people, at that same time we're withdrawing from other people, we're also withdrawing ourselves from that God energy. It creates a lot of limitations. We don't feel good. We feel low because we're not connected to that love energy, the source energy, which is love. For me, it's like we stop working from our heart, which is the God energy. It's where we're connected to the God energy. This is what I believe, yeah? And instead of working from the heart, we work from our head. We work from a specific part of the head, actually, the amygdala, which is kind of trapped in fear, fight, flight, paralysis. It's trapped in a place like this, and it doesn't really know how to get out of this. And the way to get out of this is to look at something outside of yourself in a way that you can feel good about it. And that could be anything. It could be a childhood memory that you have that just feels good to think about, because this is somebody that's sitting around focused on what doesn't feel good. So it's important to put into that something that does feel good. I am not Christian, no. Yeah, we have the Jack. So the Jack is the Jack of Clubs. The Jack of Clubs is somebody that is a light worker. Tells me you're a light worker. And what I found most in people through reading is that the light workers experience the number 2 a lot, which is really interesting, because you'd think that as a light worker, you wouldn't experience the 2, but I feel that the 2 is really important to a light worker, because we need to know what it feels like to feel connected, and we need to know what it feels like to not be connected, to feel that absence of that love. It's between the 2 of them that we really learn how to walk forward in love. So the Jack is somebody that's coming from a place that was extremely criticized, not necessarily extremely, but was criticized when they were young. It's somebody that grew up being criticized, and what happens is one of the inner parts of yourself, it like affects two parts of you, the Jack. One of the parts is the inner bully. It will tell you how crap you are. It will tell you how rubbish you are. It will tell you you're not worthy of being loved. You're not loved. It will tell you, but come on, get out of bed. What are you doing? Just lying in bed all day. Just get out of bed. Stop being lazy. It will tell you things like this. Everything is very limited as well. But the Jack, because of its experiences as well, it talks to itself like that because of where it's coming from. Other people kind of were very critical with you, criticizing with you. So it meant that you kind of became this person that, well, nobody else is going to treat me this way anymore. If I'm going to be treated badly, I'll do it myself. I'll make myself miserable. Nobody else is going to do that for me anymore. And it's kind of like bringing it onto yourself. That's what happens. And then through that, the Jack, I love the Jack. The Jack doesn't want anybody else to experience what it experienced in the not being praised enough. So the Jack becomes the person that is the praiser, that is the encourager, that is the inspiration, that is the motivator, the cheerleader. The Jack is the person that helps everybody else lift themselves up. The problem with the Jack is that the Jack doesn't lift itself up. So you are somebody that are very kind. You're a very, very, very kind person. Tammy, I'm talking to, yeah? Tammy, you're a very, very kind person, and you will really help other people to feel really good about who they are. Where the problem comes with this is that you're not doing that for yourself. You're wanting other people to kind of give that to you. The Jack isn't really that type of person, but for some reason I'm feeling that it's like you're not giving yourself what you need to be able to feel good about yourself. And then you're bullying yourself, which brings you into this low energy, but you're so good to everybody else. It's like allow that goodness and kindness and lovingness, this kindness, the Jack, that you give to everybody else to self. Allow yourself to experience what the Jack gives other people. Allow yourself that. The Joker doesn't like if somebody gives you a compliment, you're not likely to be able to accept the compliment. It's like if I said to you, oh, you're really pretty, your response is not likely to be thank you, and then that's it. It's very likely to be thank you, you too, because you have to give. You feel the need to give. But in that giving that you do, it means that you're restricting yourself to a certain degree because you don't feel worthy. The message for the Jack is know your worth. So because you don't feel worthy, you're not somebody that easily receives because you're not open to receiving. So it's about you being loving towards yourself, allowing that inner bully. It will be there. It's not like it's going to disappear somewhere, but it doesn't have to be so loud. You don't have to give it so much attention. You don't have to listen to everything that it's telling you. It's just part of you. It's not all of you. So yes, it may give you its idea, but you don't have to listen to it. You choose what you want to listen to. You give yourself what you need to hear that empowers you and lifts you up and encourages you, not just other people around you. Exactly. The woodpecker, stand tall in all your glory. I've just been talking about how kind the Jack is. The woodpecker goes to a tree, pecks at the tree, sits in its tree and lives in it for however long it lives in it, and then it will leave that tree. That hole that it's created in that tree then gets to be used by whatever other animals are in that forest or woods or whatever. The other animals get to use that. It's like you're constantly being shown how kind you are. You will also have lots of friends that are kind. And you'll be looking at these friends, and I know this because I've done it. You'll be looking at these friends, wow, you're so kind, you're so kind. And you'll even get tears in your eyes sometimes. God, I can't believe how kind, I can't believe they would do this for me. I don't know why they would do this for me, but it's because you're that person. They're just reflecting you. It's not that's literally what they're doing. They're mirroring who you are. You're just not seeing it in yourself at the moment. Stand tall in all your glory. It's allow yourself to be and feel worthy. Know your worth. You're deserving, you're worthy, you're enough. You're everything you're meant to be. Ooh. Ooh. We have the name Marcus. It says an old school friend popping up. So the name doesn't, not that the person's name is Marcus, but the name Marcus for me is a keyword of somebody from your past, a school friend from your past will be popping up into your life soon, if they haven't already. We have a song, Frighty and Colonel Might. Life is what we make it. So darling, my dear, try and make it. I know that you will. Oh, life is what you make it. And with this, you feeling worthy means that you're allowing yourself to receive. You feeling like life is what you make it. You feeling like you're not worthy means that you're not going to receive the things that you're wanting to receive. A really nice trick that I gave myself that came through me actually for the Jack was because I'm the cards come from me, who I am, these number cards. They come from who I am as a person. And I am somebody that's very giving, but I'm also somebody that was not able to receive. I struggled to receive anything. I have struggled to receive anything. I want to give and give and give and give. But when someone wants to give to me, it's like, no, it's all right. Don't worry about it. It's all right. You keep it. You keep it. It's like, it's all right. So something that came through me was, I really love the action of giving to people. I really love to see people's smiles or faces and the whole energy that it lets off when you give something to somebody. I really love that feeling. And what I did was when someone is giving me something now, what I do is I focus on what they are feeling from that giving, because who am I to take that feeling away from them? It's like, why would you do that to somebody? I know how good it feels to me. And if that person is going to feel good like that because of them giving it to me, why would I not accept it? Let me accept it so that they can have that good feeling and they can walk away feeling really happy with themselves simply because they gave. So I had to switch it a little bit in my mind, rather like, and it helped, because not only is it focused on receiving and being able to receive, but in the process of receiving, little by little by little, you do feel worthy of receiving and you do feel good enough of receiving, and it helps a little bit more and more and more as you go. We have the number 12. It's interesting because you've got the Jack, which is number 11, and then you've got the number 12, which is the Queen. But I'm also seeing it as the number 3. So I'm going to speak about it in a way that it's the Queen and the 3 together. The Queen is somebody that needs a lot of... By the way, this is 1, 1, 2 at the moment. Well, this is 3, but it's got a 1 in it. This is a 1, and then we've got 2. we've got two twos. Oh, this is like 1122, isn't it? Wow. Ooh. All right. So the Queen needs a lot of validation. The Queen is somebody that she needs validation because she's quite needy. What happens is the Queen was somebody that was a bit neglected when they were a child. Not that you wasn't loved, but neglected to a certain degree. You do not feel that you got what you needed growing up, as in the attention that you would have liked. It's not that you didn't get any attention, but you just didn't get the amount that you wanted. So because of this, what happens with the Queen is she grows up, or she's growing, and she wants to feel useful. She wants to be noticed. She wants to feel like she's part of something. I'm getting your two now. Your two is making a lot more sense now. It's interesting the way that the cards are showing themselves, because I've never connected the Queen and the two in the way that I'm seeing it at this moment. All right, so the Queen, she's somebody that she wants to feel wanted. She wants to feel useful. She's a carer. So what happens is, as you were growing, because you weren't getting the attention that you wanted, you became the carer. You became this person that got what they needed attention-wise through the people around you, because you became something useful to the people around you. So when you become useful to the people around you, then you're feeling great. Yeah, I'm useful. I'm all I need to be. I'm great. But what happens is, when the three isn't validated, so let's say you clean the house, but nobody tells you well done, you, as the Queen, you'll struggle with that. You need the validation, but you've never given it to yourself. And what you will do is, with the Jack especially, with the Queen, you'll want the validation, and if you don't get it, it will make you feel insecure. But with the Jack on top of it, of knowing your worth, you'll beat yourself up because of it. It won't just be that you feel a bit sad, or you feel insecure and you're a bit annoyed, or because that's kind of the feeling of the Queen, annoyed, irritated. She can be a bit aggressive when she's in low vibration, because she needs space. She needs to give herself space to recharge, which she doesn't do because she's always focused on everybody else. And then the Jack will have you there, no, but I'm being selfish. I should help them rather than myself. I should do this for them because they need my help. And I can put off what I need to do another time. You're always delaying yourself. You're never giving to yourself, but you're always giving to other people. And this three with the Queen tells me that with that validation that you need, it's kind of creating something within you that is stopping you from being your true self. 1, 2, 3. At the beginning, when I was talking about the two and the synchronicities and the messages that come through spirit and the synchronicities that come through, you've got one. I actually said mirror image, 1313 or 1331 or things like that. But I also said 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 or whatever. You've got, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. You've got 1, 2, 3. This is 4. And then we've got 6. 1, 2, 4, 6. All right, so with the 3 and the Queen, the 3 is being authentic to self, being true to self, allowing yourself out for the world to see. But with the Queen, because she's a people pleaser, if the people around her don't like who she is, she's not going to allow them to see that person. So this is like you coming out of your shell and allowing yourself to be the person you're always meant to be, regardless of how other people see you. Giving yourself the strength and the encouragement that you need to be able to move towards this, so that it allows you to empower yourself. That will help you with the 2 tremendously. because it's all about giving yourself and lifting yourself up, loving yourself, nurturing yourself. And that will help you to get out of this low feeling of the two. Wow, isn't that interesting? You had Marcus, old school friend, popping up. And now you've got another name, Natalie, which is a childhood friend. It could be the same person, because I mean, a childhood friend, old school friend is a child, isn't it? You were a child going to school. It could be the same person. But there's something about someone popping up in your life, Tammy, that is from your past that are coming back into your life. And it could be somebody that is going to help you with this process, somebody that's going to help you with feeling better about who you are, with being able to stand tall in all your glory and be who you are without feeling any what? Without any worries about whether the self is good enough. Your question was, you're in a difficult situation. Do I see you moving out of that? Yes. Yes. I feel like this is a really big situation for you as well, because the two feels so heavy and everything else is so supportive. Life is what you make it. Stand tall in all your glory. You have two people here from your childhood, or one person from your childhood, however it makes sense to you. But it is people from your childhood there. And you have three, which is about you being complete, feeling complete, no longer looking for something outside of yourself to create that feeling of completedness inside yourself, but you having that inside yourself because you stand in the queen that you are. You know you have all you need. You stand in the jack that you are. You know you're worthy. And you stand in the light worker that you are, because the queen and jack are both light workers. You're a light worker who's caring and compassionate. You have a big mission here, because your job is very likely to be something to do with caring. But you're also very kind as well. And that kindness is, you're not just a carer, you're somebody that encourages. You're the caring encourager. The caring encourager is your new name for self. Not I'm rubbish, I'm not worthy, I can't do this. But I am the caring encourager. I've got this, I can do anything. I have all I need is the message for the queen. And I am worthy is the message for the jack. And love is all around is the message for the two. So it's like you've got everything you need to get out of this. And it's just a matter of you seeing that, or trusting. It's not necessarily seeing, because sometimes when we're low, we feel low, and that's not a problem. But even though you're feeling low, that there's moments, there's some days that I wake up and it's like, yeah, there's a crappy day, and another part of me speaks up and says, it's just a day, it's literally just a day. This mood can change in a minute, a month, a day, an hour, a year, a second. There is no time to what I'm experiencing. And the only reason that I will keep experiencing it is because I'm focused on it. So instead of focusing on it, I know the feeling's there. I know I don't feel particularly good, but I don't have to focus on that feeling. It's there. So, and I don't need to avoid the feeling either, because the feeling's there. The avoidance of it just keeps you looking at it. Can't avoid something without looking. So it's not about avoiding it. It's just okay, it's just a bad moment. That's all right. I know this is not for the rest of my life. I know that in a minute, a month, a day, or whatever, this could change. And I just have the acceptance and the surrender to allow it to change when it changes. And it will change. But if you're holding on to, I feel this and I really feel bad. And many times when we're in the two, you might spend a lot of time by yourself actually in the two, curtains shut, in bed, not wanting to do anything. But there are other times that you'll be talking about how you feel, and you keep talking about how you feel, and it's all in negatives. It's all in, but I feel like this, but I feel like this, but I feel like this, but I feel like this. But they're not the only feelings that you'll feel within a day. They're not, but they're the only feelings that you're focused on within a day. There are many times that we're in low vibration, something happens and it can take us really high vibration very quickly. And then we can go down very quickly as well, because the next thought is something negative and we move up and down, up and down. That can happen very quickly within a day, within a moment. And it's about you really connecting to, this is just a moment. I am moving on from this moment. It will not last forever. I can feel it at the moment, but it's okay. It's okay to feel like this. It really is okay. And in the process of me feeling like this and understanding how I feel, I'm growing, I'm expanding, and that's a good thing. No? Yeah, so this is a lot of movement in you about where you're going, how you're changing, and it's really for you to be standing in an empowered self. There's definitely a lot of change happening around you, and this change is definitely happening. All change happens for us, always happens for us, but this is definitely happening for you, and it's definitely happening for you to improve how you speak to self, how you have viewed self. And maybe that's why, like I said, this person's coming into your world from your past, that they're bringing in an understanding of maybe who you were before. Maybe you were somebody that was very optimistic and went with the flow and didn't get caught up so much in the negatives. And this person remembers that part of you, and they're there to show you this part of you that they remember. I'm just giving you an example. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but it could be. But this is about you really looking at yourself and seeing all the amazing things about yourself and really connecting to that, so that it helps you to lift yourself up out of this too. Lift yourself up out of the two. All right, Tammy, I hope that helped. Hope it made sense to you. I make major... Hey, MGB. I make major changes because I felt that I was under a bad influence. No, should I sell my house? You're welcome, Tammy. That's really beautiful, Miriam. Miriam, should you sell your house? I feel like the only reason you want to sell your house is because of the idea that there was something negative in your house, which is why I said just fill the house with light. If the house is filled with light, if you have bad feelings towards your house, I want you to think about it like this. I heard something ages ago and it made so much sense. It was like, there's somebody selling their house. And it's like, what do you love about what how would you sell your house? And it's like, it's a family house. We lived in it. We've grown out of it, and now we're moving on. It's like, that doesn't sound like the greatest sell, does it? It doesn't sound great. So it was like, but the energy at which it's like the house is falling apart. The person actually said the house is falling apart. It's old. It's not the best advertisement for the house. You want someone to come and live in your house, but the energy at which you're selling the house is from an energy that who's going to buy that house? If you're saying that the house is falling apart and it doesn't feel good and you've had enough of it, none of that feels good. So somebody walking into your house, are you expecting them to feel good in that energy or not so good in that energy? And that's what it's really about. You creating the energy in your house of what you want, whether that's to sell it or not. You're selling it feels like it's coming from a fearful place though. And when something's from fear, I don't think there should be an action taken. I think, well, unless it's the action is to overcome the fear, but moving out of a house because you're fearful of the house, that's not for me, that's an action that will, so what happens if if you feel that somebody has put energy in a new house, then you're going to move again, and you're going to move again, you're going to move again. It doesn't actually create a stability within yourself, a stability within your home. So changing houses when you're in this type of energy doesn't make sense to me, because the whole energy around the house is low vibration, which means it's going to be a difficult house to sell in this energy. So if you want the house to be sold, then I'd advise you to get yourself in an energy that you do feel happy within the house, you do appreciate the house, you have gratitude towards the house, and that will help you to sell the house when you're ready to sell the house. Or maybe something amazing will just happen and someone will come and knock at you. Yeah, I'm really interested in this house, I want it, and you don't even have it for sale. Because amazing things can happen all the time. But in low energy, I wouldn't advise you to sell it. I'd advise you to sort your energy out first, get it working for you, and then do what you want to do moving forward, because then you'll be in clarity. You'll know the answers yourself. You'll know what feels right to you yourself. You don't necessarily need the guidance of somebody else outside of the universe or yourself giving you the information. I really love readings. I really love the guidance and the support that comes through within the readings. But it's something really interesting, because as much as I love giving everything that I give within the readings, I also believe in you listening to you. I can come here and tell you, you should sell the house, or you should keep the house, or it's not my decision. And anybody you listen to reading, it's not their decision. They can give you what your energy is showing them at the moment, but it's not necessarily showing them a decision. It's only showing them the energy at which you are. The energy at which you are can change in a second. Something can happen in this moment that all of a sudden you feel really, really happy and things start flowing for you. So for me, it's always really important about you being where you need to be. You speaking to yourself in the way you need to speak to yourself. You loving and nurturing yourself in the way that best gives you the maximum that you need. Because the happier you are and the more balanced and the more peace you have within you, you're offering to others. And your world looks like what you feel, which is always a really beneficial place, no? To be in peace and love and harmony and flow. It's always a really beautiful place to be there, but I don't believe anybody can get us there. I think that we can adjust frequencies depending on what we're doing. For example, if you're feeling low, coming here could help some of you feel higher, because I'm high energy. I'm high energy. I'm high energy. So just by coming here could lift some of your energies, and you can walk away from this life feeling better than what you came to the life. But I'm not walking around with you for the whole day. You don't have me chatting in your head for the whole day. You don't have this connection to this vibration. Well, you do, but most of the time when we get off, you'll go about your day and won't necessarily focus on this. So the frequency at which you were connecting through this live can change again. And you'll see something and it brings you straight back to lower energy. So for me, everything is about you really understanding your energy, understanding what pulls you down, what lifts you up, what gives you joy, what gives you pain, what feels like struggle, what feels like ease, and keep working towards that feels good. And keep acknowledging what doesn't feel good, but use it as the power to transmute it towards what feels good. Understand that it's showing you, okay, this doesn't feel good, but like I keep saying with this poll, this doesn't feel good. You know what does feel good. You cannot know one without the other. We do not know light without dark. We do not know dark without light. We cannot know happiness without pain, or you get the idea. We need one to understand the other. So if you're in one, Doesn't necessarily feel good if it's in negatives, but that negatives is showing you where you are and it's guiding you to where you could be. Make sense? Make sense? All right, I am off. 2 hours I'm on today. I've come on for 1 hour, but today I've been on for 2 hours. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I will be doing pick a card readings. They'll be posted Tuesdays and Thursdays. Can't remember what time I posted them for, but it doesn't matter. It will come on up tomorrow. If you subscribe, you'll receive the notification to be able to let you know that a reading has been posted. So Tuesdays and Thursdays are pick a card readings, and Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. CET, live readings that I'm doing today. Thank you everybody for coming to join me today. It's been wonderful speaking to you. I've had a wonderful time. Take care of yourselves and I'll see you soon. Bye.